Welcome to Spillin Sweet Tea, where we spill out just a little bit of the good happening all around us. I'm your host, Morgan Robinson, and I'm here today with one of my favorite human beings, Melanie Pagliaro. You are such a little dynamite, and I can say little because we're both we.
Yes.
You do everything and then some. I don't know how you keep it all straight. I feel like because you're such a proud daughter of Marshall, that you have found out how to clone yourself like Brad Smith.
The world does not need more than one of me.
More than one Melanie.
My friends and family will all attest to that. There will be times that I would love to clone myself to be in multiple places at one time, but no. No.
I disagree. But we're so excited to have Mel on the show today. Mel is a respected advocate, a leader in government relations. She really works behind the scene to make sure some of your most needed and necessary services, offices, and associations are getting the attention that they deserve and the funding a lot of times. So she's sort of the master behind the scenes, making sure that our world is operating the way that it should be. And now she's running for Charleston City Council, which I'm so excited about that journey. Very lucky to have you on council. I'm just going to go ahead and manifest it.
Thank you.
And she's dancing with the Stars to benefit United Way of Central West Virginia. But today we're going to talk to her about all of that and a little bit more. We're going to get started by saying, what is bringing you joy right now?
You know, being with family and friends, what a wonderful opportunity I have by giving back to United Way and City Council, that I have this great group of people around me that it's just wonderful. It's a true blessing, and hopefully that'll be my little theme throughout the show today. But what a blessing, and it's fun.
It is fun. And that when I did dancing, that was one of my favorite parts. You just get to see how much the people you love support you and the lengths that they're willing to go.
Absolutely. It's a lot.
It's a lot
Yes.
to show that support. Yeah. Now, your niece and nephew, will they be able to come to Dancing with the Stars?
They are.
Yes.
I'm very happy to have my mom and dad will be going on. I know, and my brother and sister-in-law, and definitely my niece and nephew. And then, it's wonderful because my niece said, "Now, Mimi, if you need me to get up there and help you, I will." I said, "Okay,
take one for the team."
That's right, thanks, baby girl. And I have cousins coming down.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, mom's nieces, and then great nieces, and then family and friends from up there. So it's a really wonderful thing. Yeah,
I love that so much, and that's something we talked to Chris Gostis about a little bit in our very first Spillin Sweet Tea. He was honored at the Urban Night Awards, and he's like, so few times in your life you just get to look out and see people cheering for you and loving you and supporting you, and with all the work, and it is a lot of work. The Dancing with the Stars is. That's such a lovely cherry on top of the experience.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
And then it will all be over too. So that's
that'll be a great, because it's like today all of a sudden it kind of hit. I'm like, oh my, there's only a couple of weeks left.
Yeah. So what is a moment that has moved you?
Well, talking about Dancing with the Stars, and I still get a little emotional, but I'm always want to be everybody's cheerleader. I want to be there to support folks and be there to help them whatever they may need. And the night of the reveal for dancing, it does get me a little choked up that to see so many people there to support me. It was just beautiful, and I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, being there that night, I could tell that you were kind of overwhelmed being
it
is. It's beautiful, but being on the other side of it, because you are such an amazing cheerleader, not just for the people in your life, but for the institutions. Your love of Marshall, and you're wearing your green today.
Absolutely, yes.
Is something that all universities should strive for their alumni to have, which I love.
Well, thanks, but I do. I had a great time there. I did my graduate work there, so I got to meet a lot of people, and my brother did his undergrad there, and there was just something that's magical about Marshall that gives me the opportunity to be involved and give back. So.
Yeah, and you do. As president of alumni chapter, right, for Charleston.
Yes.
Yep, Kanawha County.
Yep, and then I'm gonna
one more thing.
And then I'm gonna add one more thing that I just got elected to. So I'm on the alumni board of directors, Alumni Association Board of Directors, and got voted in as the secretary.
It wasn't enough. It starts in July. It's fine.
That's it.
Yeah. You'll trade one for the other.
That's exactly
it's fine.
Right. That's it. Yeah, exactly. One more thing to the list.
One more thing to the list.
Sure.
Of course. Well, you're already at the meeting, so
that's exactly right. Why not?
Yeah, it's not too bad. No. What is some of the best advice that you've ever received?
I have to say, growing up, probably for my parents, especially my dad. My dad was my biggest cheerleader, my mom too, and just to say never give up. And there would be times that, I've been blessed to live all my life in West Virginia, but in different parts of the state. And so I'd call and be a little down, and Dad said, "Don't give up. You just keep going. Just keep trying." And so I'd be like, "Yep." And so that was it. And so that's my advice that I give everyone: just keep going. Just keep
push
doing.
Through.
That's right.
Oh,
that's right.
That's wonderful. And I just had this feeling it was going to be one of your parents.
Yep.
That was, your parents are pretty wise. They're also characters. I've had the pleasure of being on speakerphone with them before.
Oh, yes, they
and
are.
they're a lot of
That's
fun.
right.
But that's great advice, just to keep pushing.
Exactly. And, when I was in high school and trying to do those toe touches or trying to get that back handspring in the yard, and that would be just keep practicing, just keep at it. And it's good advice to have all through life.
All through life, yeah. Speaking of West Virginia, your hometown, Marion County.
Marion County, yes.
We just drove through there the other day, and I always think of you when we do.
How was the pepperoni roll?
I did not get a pepperoni roll. I was very sad about it. Listen, so we had Candace Nelson on the show a few weeks ago, and we talked about pepperoni rolls, and I said my Marion County people are like very passionate about their pepperoni rolls. Not just you, but Jacob Glantz, very passionate.
That's exactly right.
Natalie Tennant, she talks about it a lot too. If you could bottle up a piece of your hometown there, maybe as a pepperoni roll, what would you share?
The feeling of love that I get from family and friends. And when I go back, try to go back at least once a month to visit everyone. And that homecoming and that love and support that they give me and give everyone from the community.
Yeah.
If somebody needs something, they're right there. And so it's the love and support that I would bottle up and share with everybody if I could.
I love that about so many places in West Virginia. And we joke, we have the privilege of being able to tell a lot of stories for a lot of communities. And I feel like I have a little piece of me in different parts of the state. And it does feel like a piece of home, even if you didn't grow up there. And I definitely agree. In Marion County, you get that when you enter.
That's it. You become one of them.
Yeah.
And will always be one of them.
I love that. Yeah. So welcoming.
Yep, exactly.
You're passionate about a lot of things, but what are you unapologetically passionate about?
Probably about my love of Marshall. It is. I say I bleed green. It's, people say when they pass away, you open up their heart and it'll be blue and gold, which we love the
we love WVU, yes.
But mine will be green. And I just am so proud of that university and all that it's been through and where it's going and the impact that it's having in the state and kind of nationwide. And people know I'm a green girl, and so I will always be a green girl. I love it.
Yeah. Well, and I think, I'm proud of Marshall because of the collaboration. Yes. This is really one of the first times. I've lived in West Virginia for 16 years, but I was in Kentucky, so actually closer to Marshall at that time in Ashland. But this is one of the first times that I see President Ben and President Smith talking about one another, about the collaboration, about the work they're doing together, bringing West Virginia State and Fairmont and some of those other places. Yes. And everyone's really working to make sure that there's something for every student who wants to stay in or come to West Virginia to learn. And what a united effort. And that's what it's going to take to keep our kids here. I just saw WV president speak a couple weeks ago, and he was talking, he always mentions President Smith and the collaboration that they have and keeping our students here and bringing new life into the state. So it's a great time to be a daughter of Marshall, I think.
I agree. President Smith and Dr. Gee had that. And then now it's wonderful to see President Benson and them continue that love and collaboration. And it's good for the state. It's what's best for West Virginia.
Yeah. And it's great to give kids options, right? When they're, that they don't have to leave the state. There's a place for them.
That's exactly
which
right.
I love.
I happened to travel to the Eastern Panhandle. I think it was in Berkeley County. And their airport and the aviation program up there is collaboration through Marshall.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was just so excited to see Marshall represented in the eastern part of the state. But yeah, it's a wonderul thing for the state.
It is, absolutely. So this is a question you said you were having difficulty with. Have you thought of if your life had a soundtrack, what song would be playing?
I don't know. I've thought of so many different things. I thought of I love the theme from Friends. I'll be there for you. I feel like that's very fitting during my dancing.
Yeah,
and
that's
all
kind
of
of
that.
playing all the time.
Yeah, Don't Stop Me Now, Don't Stop Believing. I just have all
Yeah.
of these that are going through my head. So I don't know if I have just one. I just that's a tough one.
You have a mix.
I have a mix. Yeah, I have a
Yeah.
mix smash. Yep.
I like
Yep,
that.
yep,
I like that. I keep saying at the end of the year, we need to make a Spillin Sweet Tea soundtrack with everybody's songs
I
on
think
it.
that would be fabulous.
I actually do too, because, and I think it would be, everybody's been so uplifting. Even like the song Hero, which was Lindsay McIntosh, Mariah Carey, it feels like a slow love song, but she's like, no, she's talking about herself. You are your own hero. And I was like, oh my gosh. So it's going to be like the best hype mix ever.
I would agree. I would agree. Because you start listening to it, and then you look at the lyrics, and then, and they all impact people differently.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
And can impact you differently depending on what day
Absolutely.
it is.
Oh, yeah,
a lot of
very true.
times. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to dive into some of your more personal questions.
Okay, here we go. Uh-oh.
You've really built an incredible career as an advocate for people. As we talked about, we talk about being cheerleaders a lot of times. But you really work on behalf of communities in West Virginia with county commissioners, health departments, so many different associations. How has your experience with all of those different groups really shaped your perspective and led you down the road to be involved in city council?
That's a good question, because it's all about community, and it's about making something better. And I always think that if I found my love for all of this, it's early on in life, I probably would have gone down the path of something legal, would have been an attorney.
Okay.
Because I like the idea of trying to convince somebody that there's something better out there, and to see my point of view. So being able to see what's needed and advocate for that is a true passion. And so being able for city council to be engaged, to be involved, and see the wonderful thing that the city is doing, and kind of help spread that light to let other people see what the wonderful things that are happening and be a part of that.
I think that touches on so many things that I love about the work that you do, and also love about our representatives here in Charleston, that on city council, it really is collaborative. And people talking about, even though I'm in this ward, we're actually all working together to make the city as a whole a better place to live, learn, work, and play. And I think people lose sight of that sometimes, and it's so singularly focused, or this is what I want to do. Yeah. And I think you're really touching on it. What I appreciate is this is what we do. This is how we're going to highlight the amazing work that's already been done, and that we keep on doing. And I'm sure that that's something that you've probably also witnessed through working with things like county commissioners and people that really need to get in there and work together every day to make this state better.
Exactly. And you learn from one another, you see what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to be able to tell your story, and to get people on board, and to help when you need help. So it's a good thing.
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, we're diving into Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. So Dancing with the Stars is an event that happens every year for the United Way of Central West Virginia. I was very proud to be a participant in 2024. I was like trying to do the math in my head. 2024, but it's really a fundraiser and an attention bringer to the amazing work the United Way does all of the time. What inspired you to say yes to dancing?
It's the opportunity, and again, I go back to family and friends and my upbringing, that I've had the people around me, whether I live in Marion County or here in Kanawha County, to be my safety net, to be my support system. And there's so many people that don't. So what an opportunity to give back, because those that need the United Way and their resources and programs to be their safety net, I'm able to contribute to do that, and touching other people that I don't even know. So it's a lot of work, but it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, I think safety net is the perfect way to describe them. We are, especially in this economy, living in a society where paycheck to paycheck is almost
everybody.
Yeah, it's almost everybody. And paycheck to paycheck is a best case scenario for a lot of people. I mean, really struggling. And people that are, a 2-income household, both parents working, but you have kids, you have bills, you have expenses, maybe you have medical expenses that pop up. these unknown variables and unseen what can turn into tragedies without the help of an organization like the United Way. I think people don't realize how close we are to needing those services ourselves sometimes.
And I think what they don't realize too is people think that those that go to United Way for services aren't trying themselves.
Yeah.
And so we're able to, Margaret and Carrie and those that are there are able to come to our events and tell the stories of who's actually receiving services and who are you helping.
Yeah.
And that is another way to educate and bring light to what they do, and maybe hopefully change somebody's mind to contribute that hasn't contributed before.
Yeah, absolutely. And the event itself, I mean, I don't want to, there's like 1,000 people. I mean, I don't want to remind you about this, but it's such a fun event. But the fact that each one of those couples in your video, I know you get to educate about why you said yes, what it really means to you. What an impactful night that you get to really enjoy yourself, raise money for a great cause, but learn so much more about the organization that seems to pick up even more services year after year.
They're doing a great job. And, as it gets closer, people had said to me, you'll enjoy it. It'll be fun. And I've been stressing, but as it gets closer, I'm starting to get a little excited. And so it will be a fun night.
I think once you know that like your dance is done and you can do it, then you can start to enjoy it.
And relax a little.
Relax a little.
Breathe.
That like unknown is the hard part. At least that was for me.
Exactly.
Until she was like, can you do a backflip over his shoulder? And was like, no, that's not happening.
Oh, geez.
That didn't happen. And
there you go.
There you go. You don't know. This is what we do for the United Way. It's a lot of fun.
Exactly right.
So if people want to contribute, want to vote for you, it's only $5. How do they do that?
So it's text dance 4 to 71777.
Perfect.
Yep.
$5 is one vote. Very easy to do. We want for Mel and her teammate Jeff to really be successful. You've already exceeded your goal, but every dollar helps to push you a little bit closer.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. So dance 4 to 71777.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So between your professional work, your campaign, your dancing, I mean, that's a lot of balls in the air, a lot of things that you're juggling. What keeps you grounded and motivated to just keep trying, as your dad said, to just keep pushing? And what do you hope that people take away from this, watching you do all of these things?
I think I have a hard time to say no. It's my problem.
Agreed. I wish I knew how. Yeah.
And I'm always thinking, just one more thing. I can do one more thing.
Yeah.
And I can contribute and I can participate and help somebody or help an organization or get engaged, and it's just always darn able one more thing. So I don't really know, but and I have to laugh because my brother and I have this conversation on a regular basis where us Pagliarios have a hard time saying no. Yeah.
Is he the same way then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he probably is raising 2 kids just like it too.
2 kids.
Yep.
Yes, 2 kids, and there's golf and baseball and the school where the kids go to school, they need an athletic director. So he's the athletic director. Yeah. And then he was coaching basketball. And so, we just have this thing like, okay, there's a void that needs to be filled, and we're here to step up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, we need yes people in this world. We do. Sometimes I know you and I get we commiserate with each other that we both have a hard time saying no to things. But we do. We need yes people, and we need people that are doing things with passion and with purpose and with conviction. And I think even if we say yes to too much, we're still giving our all to all those experiences.
Yes. We're finding a way to give 100% everywhere we can.
This is why you've been sick like 4 times in the past. Exactly. Your body's like, no more.
Yeah, this has been a tough year for health-wise. Yes, it has.
So next up, we're talking about a little lemon slice. So something that maybe started a little bit sour, but you dropped it in your tea and it actually ended up making things better. So any negative lessons that you've learned from, or bad experiences that ended up making lemonade out of lemons?
Well, I have to say dancing. Dancing started out a little rough. You're put together with a partner that you don't know. My partner is great. Jeff is fabulous, and we have he works for the Golf Association.
Yeah.
I'm a golfing family, so we have that in common. But we were practicing on the weekends. We had snowstorms.
Yeah.
So that kind of put us behind. We felt a little, and then things turned around. United Way, Margaret stepped in and helped us get some things situated, and so now now things are good.
Yeah.
So
Sweet cup of tea now.
sweet cup of tea now. Absolutely. That's exactly right. So yeah, it turned a 180 and things are good.
Awesome. Oh, I can't wait to watch you on the stage.
No,
it's going to be great.
Thank you.
We've talked a little bit about being a cheerleader and having our cheerleaders in life. Is there anyone you want to pour one out for? So to share a little appreciation and give them their flowers, as we like to say.
You know, I just have so many people. You and Ben are fabulous.
Thank you.
I mean, really, you and Maria and Corey. There's just so
Wonderful.
many people in my life. I mean, John and Diana Canfield.
They are the best.
They are the best.
Yeah,
You know,
they're so wonderful.
Karen Price.
KP,
It's
oh my
just-
gosh. Always there when you need her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whether it's professional, help me cover something at the
Yeah.
legislature, or being at a dancing event, or helping with the, anything city council.
Yeah.
Always there. We've got wonderful Jeff Johnson,
Oh,
and who's fabulous.
so
and,
fabulous.
And there's so many other people I could go on and on about. You know, we got our friend Amy and Michelle. I mean, there's just so many people. And of course, my parents
Yeah.
and my friends back in Marion County. So it's kind of hard to contain to just one person.
It
but
is, yeah.
but I'm just blessed to have all these people in my life that are helping me and supporting me, and whether it's they're cheering for WU and then will give me a little cheer on the side for Marshall or
John.
Yeah, exactly. and you know, they're just great folks.
Yeah.
And so I'm just blessed to have you all in my life.
Well, we're blessed to
That's
have you,
Well,
and I think we're all blessed to be part of that sort of orbit as well. I mean, we both have built really beautiful networks of friends that are more like family that you know you
Absolutely.
can call in a pinch, and I think being able to celebrate those anytime is something that I like to take advantage of.
I agree. Totally agree.
All right, up next is the sip list. So a little bit quicker questions. Are you a tea drinker?
Yes.
Hot or iced? What do you prefer?
Well, you know, it's it's ice in the summer.
And hot in the winter.
Hot in the winter.
I fully
And,
agree.
A little thing that my growing up, I was fortunate enough to live right next door to my grandmother, my mom's mom, my granny. And so we would always have hot tea. She'd come over,
yeah.
we'd have hot tea. Now it couldn't be too hot. She'd put a little ice cube in it, cool it down.
cool it down.
But we'd always have hot tea in the winter and cold tea in the summer, and that's
perfect.
it. Yep.
You know, I also was fortunate enough to grow up next to my Nana and Pat, my mom's parents, and we had coffee every Saturday morning. And there was like, my mom would tell stories of me saying a tup of toffee before I could even talk. I was like, is it time to go have a tup of toffee? So those
absolutely.
experiences,
They're priceless.
that nostalgia, absolutely priceless. What are you reading or listening to right now? You probably don't have time to read.
Not much reading, just because I haven't been on the road that much. And when I do, I'll do some audiobooks. But I'm listening to my dancing music. Yeah, that's it. Somebody gave me some great advice that says whenever you get a chance, listen to that music, and then you do your dance in your head, and it just becomes second nature. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I swear, if they started How Sweet It Is, I would be able to start the dance right now. It just gets into your brain. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. What are you watching right now? Any time for TV?
No, not really. No. If I'm home, I'm usually doing something, or maybe napping if I have an opportunity. So yeah, no, I'm not, because if I watch something and end up falling asleep, it's just not there. So maybe by July.
You might have time to do that.
Exactly.
Just save a lot of things on streaming.
That's it.
Yeah.
I've got a list made. So
Good. Yeah. Absolutely. Who would you like to spill the tea with?
Probably she would be in character mode, but I'd love to spill the tea with probably Carrie Bradshaw.
Ooh.
I'm a huge, as you know, Sex and the City
fan,
and love all the attire and everything that she would wear, and so I'd like to have a conversation.
Oh, yeah. I would like to spill tea in her closet.
Oh, yeah.
And just look at all the shoes.
Yes. And in the closet in the apartment.
Yes.
That's
That's
the one.
That's the one.
That's the one.
I mean, the closet in the big apartment is beautiful, but like you need the OG.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, so here's one of my favorite parts of the show. It's when we're passing the cup, and it puts me in the hot seat. So I get to ask a question or answer a question that you're asking without any prior knowledge.
Okay. So keeping with our dancing theme, what made you say yes to Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah, so I actually really like my story for this, so I'm glad you asked that one.
Okay, good.
So the kids' senior year of high school, which feels like it was 1,000 years ago, and yesterday all at the same time. But their senior year of high school, they put out this note for graduation saying, if you're going to be walking at graduation, boys, you need to wear dress slacks, dress shoes. Girls, you need to wear sort of dressy attire, dresses if possible, and heels or nice shoes. And I thought, how limiting. Most 17, 18-year-olds do not have a pair. I mean, maybe for homecoming or prom or something, but even then it's a luxury. I thought, how limiting that people can't wear what they want across the stage. Like, I get it. We want to be formal. We want to treat the occasion with respect.
Right.
But I started hearing stories from their counselors about, gosh, we don't know what we're going to do. We have so many kids with needs. And so I just put out on my social media, hey, if anybody would like to help contribute to outfitting the senior class who needs it with shoes, because that's the part that you really see at graduation, with shoes or anything else, attire, whatever. And Carrie reached out to me, Carrie the Shoe Fairy.
Carrie the Shoe Fairy.
And she said, if you've got the clothes, we've got the shoes. Give me the sizes or whatever for anybody that you need, and we'll ship them directly to their house. They don't have to come in. No one has to know. They don't have to pick it up at the school. And so that's what we did. We worked together, and we had shoes delivered to houses of seniors.
Wow.
And it was so wonderful to me because I thought, these are shoes that not only are they wearing for graduation, makes them feel special, but if they have a job interview and they need to have, guys, have a nice pair of Oxfords. So I worked with Dress for Success for the boys and the girls for clothing, and I worked with United Way for the shoes. And it felt really good to have that easy solution that we weren't just doing it all
that everybody
yourself.
was probably stressing over.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're already stressing about making sure that you're graduating.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Or, what you're going to do post-graduation. You shouldn't have to spend 1 second worrying about what you're going to wear.
I agree. What a wonderful story.
Thank you. But I mean, and through that, I was like, oh, United Way, I felt like I knew a little bit about it. But through that, I got to learn about how they outfit thousands of students every day with the shoes that they need. And when you think about the essentials for being successful, it's really being comfortable.
Well, when they say when you look good, you feel good.
When you look good, you feel good.
And when you feel good, you're going to have a good attitude.
Yeah.
You're going to stand up a little taller.
Yeah.
Walk a little straighter. And so, all good
I
things.
think about these little guys, 7, 8 years old in gym class, and now they're going to be able to run as fast as they can.
Exactly. Absolutely. That's right.
Yeah, the solid foundation.
That's it.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
that's why I said yes.
Oh, wonderful story.
And Margaret is very hard to say no to.
She is. She is. Absolutely.
I think that, and my partner, Isaac Fadiga, Shalem is his rap name, when they said that we would be dancing together, just the sheer mechanics of a 6.5-foot man and myself dancing, I was like, let's just see what this.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Roll the dice. Let's
roll the dice.
Exactly. Fabulous.
So that really brings us to our last sip. And so in our last sip today, we're talking about a little bit of a reminder for everyone. So someone needs to hear this today. Your whole life cannot be stress and responsibility. The world feels heavy, but you are allowed joy. Do something for yourself. Leave your routine. Explore somewhere new. Give your mind a break. You deserve moments that feel good. And my caveat to add to that is you also deserve to provide those experiences for others. And I think that that's something that you do every day in your work at the Capitol, in your campaign for city council, and when you have your seat, and in your support of Dancing with the Stars.
Well, thank you. I needed to hear that today. So thank you very much.
You're
that
welcome.
was beautiful.
You're welcome.
Very, 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 very good.
I appreciate that. Well, Melanie, thank you so much for taking time.
you.
You're busy.
Yes,
taking time to join us and spill some tea with us. I had such a great time talking with you.
Thank you so
as
much.
always. If you would like to support Melanie and Dancing with the Stars, you heard her. You text DANCE4 to 71777. Very easy. You just got to text it. I'll also put the links up in our social and in the show description so you can check that out. Melanie is also running for City Council in Ward 16. Why do I always get that wrong? In Ward 16. So if you live in that area, please give her a vote this election season. We don't like to endorse a lot of politicians on the show, but I believe in you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate the vote and and the vote in both.
And both,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah, lots of votes going around. Well, until next time, if you liked this show, if you learned, if you laughed with us a little bit, give us a like, subscribe, check us out every Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. when we come out with a new little bit of tea for you. And until next time, keep your tea sweet and your outlook sweeter.